Hi there, my name is Andres Calvillo, and I'll be doing my final presentation today. The unknown can bring both opportunity and negativity. In order to have a growth mindset, risks must be taken to achieve comfort and familiarity with situations. So, the uncertainty reduction theory proposes that the idea of communication gradually reduces uncertainty and inversely increases predictability as information is collected. Um, this theory focuses on the uptake of information to create a foundation with which interpersonal communication can allow motivation to express oneself as openly as they feel or as closed off as they wish. In the Warner Brothers TV show The Big Bang Theory, one of the supporting actors, Raj, has an infamous problem with selective mutism. He cannot communicate with women. It is a very well known characteristic of him throughout the series. So, through progressive proximity closes, Raj achieved a level of comfort where he was able to go from not being able to speak at all to have a mediator which could communicate with a female, then to using select words to like acknowledge females, and eventually was able to reach a comfort with the one of the other actresses, Penny, where he could have a stable conversation with and mutually exchange information. So one of the processes involved in fulfilling personal needs is through interpersonal communication, which allows for self-growth and learning about others, which can work to construct relationships. So in order to meet new people and get to know them, barriers must be known, such as what others will say and do in order to familiarize and reduce the uncertainty involved in interaction with strangers. In the uncertainty reduction theory, as from our book, proposed by Charles Berger and Richard Calabres, meeting new people, an individual wants to reduce unknowns and gain information so that patterns or trends can be predicted. The main focus of uncertainty faced between individuals when wanting to initiate communication is cognitive, where there is distrust in one another's beliefs, thoughts, and behaviors, which is the concern over one's actions and ability to avoid risk. Raj has a long-standing dynamic as the smart introvert and just has the mental barrier of not being able to have a healthy conversation with women, leaving him mute and suppressed to avoid confrontation to his social anxiety. So, the central issue with Raj is that his social anxiety is related to confrontation and communication with women. As a result, he has developed this selective mutism to avoid verbal confrontation at all costs with the female gender. He just completely eliminated a whole gender from his communication structure. So using the reduction theory, Raj likely has a cognitive uncertainty with how a woman might react to his words, whether it be disagreement, distaste, or just the very thought of woman, just anxiety. So though he is mute, he does have interest in talking to Penny. He does have questions, he's curious, and so group friend, one of the other actors, supporting actors, Howard, is often his mediator. So to have a greater understanding of the relationship formed between Penny and Raj, they share a platonic standing where Penny's caring for Raj, instilling a sense of security in him that comforts him into letting his guard down over the course of series. In the atmosphere of the primary education system, it is frequent that the proximity of students leads to the development of interpersonal communications, similar to the cast of the show. Meeting frequently allowed Raj to associate Penny as a friend, not an enemy. A key principle to reducing uncertainty is to take risks through self-disclosure in hopes of receiving the reciprocal. So effectively, since Raj was an observer for the small group in the show, he's able to progress in different stages where he can be in peace with other women other than Penny. Penny's just the first person who's able to disclose information that was personal, like, hey, I'm having lady troubles. So the central focus of reducing uncertainty is to increase information so that the known is increased to leading to comfort and partaking in self-disclosure, which is a central part of interpersonal communication. You want to be able to disclose and receive the reciprocal. There are many coping strategies that a person can use to avoid a stimulus. In Big Bang Theory, Raj is selectively mute with women. It's his irrational fear, and it has a social anxiety related to it. Measuring the risk to reward ratio may be used to help decide if a dilemma such as communication is necessary. But Raj just simply wants to avoid the stimulus. He wants to avoid women, so that's what he effectively does throughout the series until he reaches a level of comfort. So throughout the series, he was selectively mute, but was able to uptake information, be comfortable with a woman in close proximity, and was able to mentally understand that no need to have anxiety, and therefore was proving that through the reduction principle, as you take in information, anxiety is lowered, and he can communicate and have comfortable interactions.